Welcome.
To Shade and the City. I am your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we're here to do our recap of the 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. Season, don't get me lying, season 6, episode 12, Eat, Play, and Lie. And that's what it was giving. I feel like they really should have gave Statler something in this, like distressed or something. But anyway, yeah, that's the name of the episode. Shade Squad, thank y'all so much for returning. And if you haven't already, all of our new viewers, please make sure that y'all hit that like button.
And a subscribe button.
And y'all, we're gonna jump right into it. And y'all, let's get shady. Oh, where's my cup? All right, y'all. So first up is the lovely Statler and Dempsey. I really want to say lovely Dempsey. Even though I still got I'm looking at Dempsey sideways, but really this episode I was here for her because I wouldn't have been able to deal. Statler was doing a lot. All right. But y'all drop in the comments, let me know what y'all think. So anyway, we start the episode off. Statler is apologizing to Dempsey after realizing she done made the girl cry. For basically accusing her, using her. Statler lies and tells Dempsey that she does trust her, but she can't help but listen to the nagging voice in the back of her head that tells her every time she trusts someone that they're going to let her down. Girl, go get some intensive therapy and stop putting that on Dempsey. They ain't got nothing to do with her. Okay, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to make fun of the situation, but that came since birth, and you need to deal with that and stop putting that on other people.
She lucky Dempsey's so understanding.
Right. And I mean, no shade, but back to the point of her needing therapy. That's probably the reason why. I mean, I ain't gonna say all the people she dated was great, but that's probably why a lot of her other relationships didn't work out too, because she's dealing with this trauma behind being adopted, and it sounds like she's never really gotten over it. So anyway, she says that she's been deceived by so many of her exes and her insecurities are higher because the stakes are higher. Yeah, because it's your money. Dempsey lets her know regardless, it still hurts. You know what I mean? But Statler says she's not trying to hurt her, but she also doesn't want to be dishonest with her. So instead, I'm just going to dump all my on you and hope that you deal with it because you love me. That's what it's giving. So basically, Dempsey says it's a smack in the face, but she understands her trust issues. Dempsey, you're enabling, and is willing to be patient with her. Then Dempsey shares with Statler that she has a surprise. Okay. And she takes her so they can do some beekeeping. Now, my notes say this was so sweet because Statler loves bees. And now she feels bad because she was so mistrusting of Dempsey. That's usually the way things work. You're an asshole to your partner, and then most of the time they really, you know, show you why you love them, and then you feel like an asshole about it because you were an asshole. But anyway,
you be an asshole all over again.
Right. Then they find this activity to be healing. My notes say I find this incites my anxiety. Okay. This incites my just watching it, seeing them made me want to run across the room. Okay. I don't do bees. I don't do gnats. I don't do flies. Anything that is flying towards me, I am running from it. That's just how I do. Okay. Ain't none of that cute to me. So,
but see, the thing is, and I'm not saying that Dempsey at all has a fear of bees, but really, I'm sure even the look on her face, she didn't seem super comfortable with doing it. But regardless, she knew that she liked it and she did it anyway.
Right. So you. Actually, I did see her. She was kind of like swatting at him and like moving. And I was like, yeah, I would be the same way.
And she still did it to please Statler, but Statler doesn't know how to do that. Statler can't shut the hell up and just say, you know what, I'm going through it right now. Let me just suck this shit up because she's enjoying this and I'm going to enjoy it with her.
Happy. Yeah, no, she can't do that. Because Statler, I mean, I don't want to say now. I don't want to say she only thinks about herself because obviously we know this whole van life and van trip is about Dempsey. But again, back to Dempsey's point,
I can't even say all that.
I was going to say because part of this is Statler's fault because Dempsey.
Yes, because Statler wanted to hurry up and get out her place, and she rushed Dempsey to do it. This was Dempsey's idea, but Statler's the reason why they're doing it so fast and unprepared.
Agreed. So then we see them get ready to get on this ferry to cross into France. So Statler's anxious because she doesn't like boats. She's now. First of all, I'm going to say this. I'm not afraid of boats. Actually, I am probably the biggest boat person. However, I have had a horrific ferry experience. And so I can understand where Statler was somewhat understand where she was coming from. However, that ferry didn't even seem like it was moving fast for real. It didn't even seem like the waters were choppy.
Like she said, you're not even going to realize that you're on it. I believe this is one that carries vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's not going to go fast.
No,
it's getting your vehicle from point A to point B. So no, it's not going to go fast.
Right. So she's complaining about it before they even are on board. Once they are on board, she feels like she needs to sit and look at the horizon in order to be okay. And so as Dempsey is just trying to talk to her, and she's like, just don't speak to me. It's too much. I just can't. And she's just being real short and snappy with Dempsey, who is just trying to help her relax. And Statler says, well, I sent Dempsey articles on how to deal with someone going through a panic attack. Did you read them so you could get yourself through a panic attack? Or did you just send them to her?
On top of that, it would be nice if you did feel like you were going through a panic attack to let her know, hey, I feel like I'm going through a panic attack. Can you just give me a minute? Rather than being like, I sent her articles on how to deal with me when I'm going through a panic attack. Clearly she didn't read it. Clearly she did, because Dempsey said, you're not going through a panic attack.
Right.
But if that's what you felt like you were going through, you should have said, you know what, Dempsey, I feel like I'm having a panic attack right now.
Can I get a minute?
Right. A second.
Well, I will say she did say that, and Dempsey kept, but I think Dempsey was
that was after the fact. Dempsey made a point. Dempsey said, how are you able to calmly explain to me right now that you're going through a panic attack and you need to look at the horizon and all this other bullshit, but you can't calmly talk to me. You got to talk to me with an attitude. You got to be rude to me.
Yeah. And then, Statler is just, oh my God, and she's not being understanding to my needs. And, so basically, Dempsey gets annoyed and she decides she's going to go to a different part of the boat at this point, which basically, she's like, anytime that I'm happy, it feels like she always has to, look back and check on Statler, make sure she's okay. Because she just
she gotta dim down her happiness a little bit. Trying to dim her light. Huh?
I said trying to dim her light.
I think even on the way there, before they even got to the ferry, she was like, you're like, she says, I'm like, your energy is or something like that. And she was like, I'm excited.
You know what's crazy? I don't know. Dempsey being the person that she is, I absolutely, and it's funny that you said that because I remember her saying it, but I didn't think about it in the moment. I definitely probably would have picked up on that if I was Dempsey. That probably would have, so basically you want to steal my joy. You want to steal my joy. Like you don't want to see me happy. And that's what I'm saying. And there are people who are like that. So that would have been a red flag for me. If I was Dempsey, I'd be like, oh, that's scary. You don't like seeing other people happy unless it's about you.
Sometimes they don't even like to be happy. Nothing makes them happy.
Right. But anyway, so, basically they go back and forth and, now Statler's just afraid that Dempsey about to leave her or dump her and leave her on the boat in the middle of a fake panic attack that she's not having.
And she's like, am I going to get broken up with during a panic attack? It's possible.
Not when you got the money, sis. No, she ain't that crazy. But I don't know. Like I said,
You heard what Dempsey said. She find a way.
right at the
If
end of the day,
I need to get a job, I get a job.
Dempsey said,
She's
"I
like
got
she's like the universe.
everything."
She said the universe was me. Okay. So I doubt if she's worried about, especially now that she already got like she's already it's already in motion. So I doubt it.
Well, but that
Next
was
up
Statler Dempsey, y'all.
is your fave.
Push. Oh no, that is your
Shekinah
favorite.
and
I was so
Sarper.
happy to see that you got them.
I was actually kind of proud of Shekinah a little bit. I don't know if it's just a front or but even if it is, I'm glad that she did something different.
Not proud of Shekinah. What's
I
going
am.
on?
I am.
Bless your
Um,
heart.
so Shekinah basically says she's been staying in a hotel for a couple days. She's still trying to figure out basically where this argument went left to turn into such a huge fight. Um, but she said really he needs to work on his anger. So she said that she does still love him, and she's really, we know she ain't really going nowhere for real. So she's gonna have a conversation with him when
I
she
was gonna
got there.
say she
What?
playing in our face. She playing in our face in
But that's
production.
what it take though. You gotta. I mean, even that's what I'm saying. Even if she knows she ain't going nowhere, you can't let him think you ain't going nowhere.
I get what you're saying. She had to fake it.
Otherwise, exactly. Otherwise, he gonna keep on doing the same mess. She ain't gonna see no changes. So, yeah, I mean, we know she ain't going nowhere, but you gotta do different things to get different results.
She said, I want
Um,
that check.
huh?
She said, I need that check.
What check?
This 90-day check.
Oh, God, I thought you meant from Sarper.
No.
I was about to say, where you been? So when she got there, he started making some small talk, talking about the dog and, how she been. She was like, "Sir, that's not what that's not what I'm here for. Okay. Do you got anything else you need to say to me?" So he was like, "I can't sleep. I've been taking sleeping pills." And she said, "Sir, your ailments, I'm not concerned with them.
I can't sleep, baby. I can't think, baby. I
I
said,
don't care nothing about your ailments due to your behavior, bad behavior. Okay. So then this man tried to hit her with a guilt shit, talking about some, you don't feel sorry for me? She said, no. You don't feel sorry for what you did?
right.
I said, okay.
You stupid. Okay, okay. We giving her a little something, something.
Okay. She said every time she sees this side of him, it changes how she feels, like how she sees him. And eventually, basically, her feelings and emotions are going to change towards him. He did say he overreacted. He said he was overwhelmed with the whole K1 conversation and the future plans and having to tell his family. He said he just wants to make her happy. And he was like, and I don't know how. So can you help me? She said, hell no, you're a grown ass man. What you
Figure it
don't do is make me happy by lashing out in anger. That's that, and you grown enough to know that.
out. Now, I
Um,
will say that I was proud of her for that. I was
I was
absolutely proud.
proud of every rebuttal that she had. I said,
I give her
because
that.
I'm so used to hearing her say, okay, whatever you like. And
Whatever
she
you
wasn't giving
like.
that. She wasn't giving that this episode. Um, she kind of said that she feels stupid for even being there. She said maybe her family were right. And he told her that basically, they can't throw away the year that they've had together because he loves her. She said, love is not enough.
And she
Uh,
said, I absolutely can.
yeah, she did. She said,
I mean, he acted like they was together for 15 years or something. Like a year, bruh.
I
I
feel like
can
they
do
was.
that. I can do that with somebody else real easy. Get out of here.
She let him know that she dealt with someone. Well, we know that he didn't want to hear nothing about her past. And she was like, listen, you gonna listen to what the hell I got to say. Okay. So she let him know that she dealt with someone in the past. In the beginning it was all perfect. And then it got to a point where he was lashing out in anger at her, tormented her, and frightened her. So he got emotional and feels horrible that he never let her express herself about her past
As he
and that he did something to trigger her trauma. he told her that he's ready to make everything about her to make her happy again, and she told him that's what she needs. Um, and basically, she's happy to hear it. She told him that he needs to go to therapy, um, because he's not able to control his emotions. He agreed, but she told him that she's not coming back to the house until she knows that he's changed. That's
Now that I was proud of. That I was
that
proud of. I said,
that's
girl, you
I
better
was
stand on some business.
let's not get it twisted. I was like, yes, 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 this whole scene. But when she said that, I was like, okay, Shekinah, that's right. Stand on business.
Yeah, I do agree with that because I do feel like he was just gonna BS her and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go," and she was like, "Nah, I'm not coming back
And
until I."
then you see the did you see the preview
What?
for next episode?
I saw a little bit of it. What do you mean? What part?
It looks like he broke the bottles
Oh
that she
yes,
had.
he broke the bottles and he burns the notebook.
I said, okay, all right.
Look,
Huge,
I guess this was standing on business gets you.
huge steps. That's what I'm saying. I was like, she changed her, she changed her behavior, and so did he. So no, I was proud. I was actually proud of her.
Isn't that a word? Isn't that a word? I love it. All right, now let's move on. Jesus Christ, these two immature kids, James and Tatha, right? So Tata is giving James a coin massage. Apparently, this is like an Indonesian massage. They take the coin with some oil or something like that. They rub it on his back. He said it's not at all comforting.
It looks like it. Did you see them red marks?
Yeah. But I think that was from whatever she put on the coin. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe she was really rubbing.
No, I think it was from the coin. She was scratching him like a scratch off ticket.
Lord Jesus. So Tata decides to go to the park with her sister Dise and her two nephews. Dise asked about her hyperthyroidism. Her hyperthyroidism.
They can't look like Tree say they can't cure that here. They can't do nothing about that here in the US.
And tells her to keep consulting with her doctor to make sure she is healthy so she can have a healthy baby. Tata decides to tell her sister about the news that their friend Adele shared about how James came and told her that he won't really trying to have no kids. So she says, she's heartbroken. And she's just more upset that he told Adele and didn't tell her. Now, Dise tells her to ask him and speak calmly and not with anger. I thought that was great advice. She realizes she should talk to her husband and says she really wants to be a mom. And so she's hopeful his answer won't break her heart or their relationship. This is where things went left, right? I don't even say left because she was like, oh, I hope it doesn't break my heart over the relationship. But then we see her go to the beach with James after he's feeling better. And so why they was down there with a metal detector, I don't know. But I guess maybe he thought, when you're hurting for money, I guess you do what you do, to try to come across anything. But when we met them, wasn't he out in Maine in the woods looking for rocks or something like that? Or precious metals?
Yeah, for her. Wasn't that for her business? Her jewelry business?
No, you said that. You said, I wonder if he gives her those. He just was doing it. Yeah. He was just doing it just to do it.
But it was like some crystals, wasn't it? It wasn't just like it was like certain types. Wasn't it like for crystals? He wasn't just out here just picking out rocks.
You ain't gonna have me sitting in the rain with hail in my hair picking out rocks. I don't care what the hell.
She said I'll sit in the rain. She's like, I'm gonna sit in the rain, but I ain't about to look for the rocks. So
basically Tata tells him she wants to talk. She brings up the conversation that she had with Adele and how she mentioned James doesn't want kids. She asked him like, well, why didn't you tell me that? And so James says that he's a little upset with Adele because he said he just mentioned it in passing. And James apologized for, talking to Adele first. He says that he hasn't completely made up his mind, but with the way the world is, he does kind of feel he's leaning towards he really don't want kids. And he knows that she wants to be a mom, and she tells him that he would be the best dad. So James says that he loves kids, but admits that he's scared of it. He says, you don't get to stop being a parent, which is a very true statement. This is the one time where I said James is actually acting his age, okay, or at least thinking his age.
That making sense,
right? And so basically he says, and plus I want to be able to give them a great life, and I know I can't do that right now because I can barely take care of the two of us. I said, When the sense be sensing, I'm here for it. Okay. And
Too off.
then Tata's young, I don't want to call it dumb, but young ass. Oh, well, in Indonesia, you have a baby because it's supposed to make the relationship strong. Now, granted, I don't know how it is in Indonesia. All I know and what I heard, married, single, whatever, indifferent, the best way to lose a man is to have a baby by him. Okay. So she thinks that they, if they have this child, it'll make their relationship stronger. He absolutely disagrees with this. He asked her how she would feel if, he didn't want to have kids one day and questions if she's going to stick around. And Tata says she'd be hurt because they talked about having kids before they got married. So I will give her that. This was a conversation before they got married, and clearly James has now flipped the script. James apologizes, but tells her that they need to focus on supporting themselves first. Again, okay. And Tata feels better, but says that she doesn't like waiting to know. And she says she'll still love him, but she would still long to be a mother. So basically, she ain't going nowhere. That was them two.
Last but not least, Joanne and Sean.
I actually liked this, liked him in this situation, this episode, but I'm still perturbed by how they're doing it. But it does seem like things are going well, which I'm thankful
for. So what got me is what I didn't know. Sean lived with his mama.
That part. Now I didn't know that. I was like, living with your mama though? And not that, I mean, granted, people live with their mom. It's not about that, y'all. It's about the fact that he trying to move her over here, and we talking about
these. Whole wife. He has a whole wife.
Well, a wife and a kid, but yeah.
You know what though? The kid thing, maybe he needs help because we know he has custody of her. I don't. Whatever. Well, yeah, Sean said that he lives with his mother. The house is way too small, so he rented out a house in the country so everyone can have their own space. They also, Sean and Joanne also slept separately because we know Bella doesn't know about them yet. They got up, they made some breakfast for the house. They planned for Sean to go out later and bond with the boys without Joanne there. So he decides to take the boys to play some soccer. Apparently this is what they do, okay? Because he wanted to see their skills and they showed them, okay? Afterwards, him and Joey, they sat down and have a conversation. Joey said that he's glad he's finally, getting to meet him after 3 long years. But he does, seem like he's a pretty genuine guy. He said that his mom deserves the best. And his mama is looking at him for an opinion on Sean. Sean is like, well, I hope, it's a good one.
Right.
Put in a good word.
Wink.
Sean told him that he's glad that they were able to come over. And, he said moving forward, it won't be this long again. He's going to make sure, that they'll be over more often. Sean said now that, he's hung out with the boys, he felt like, he's lying, like he's keeping a little secret. He really just want to get it out and let them know that, guess what? Surprise, surprise. I married your mama. But he don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what their plan was, what their plan was, but
I think it was dope seeing them spend time together, but I don't care. I just don't think it can go well at all with them springing it on them the way they are. I just don't think it's going to go well at all. I just don't think it can. I don't think any child wants to be.
Can I say that as Joey, because he's old, right? Or maybe even Jesse, I don't know. I would feel like, why does my opinion matter now?
Right.
Why do you even understand what I think? Why am I involved now? It's already, I didn't even know that she was married. You didn't give a damn what I think then. I wasn't involved then. Now it's so important that I'm involved. You already did what you wanted to do.
I agree. You ain't said nothing wrong. I agree. If I was Joy, I'd be like, you know what, Mom? Well, I wouldn't say F you, but I might have said F you because you playing in my face, okay? And I deal with it because I'm here and it's a free vacation. But please understand, when I get back home, I'm gonna be mad, big mad. Okay.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
And you might have to pay for my affection again. But anyway, so yeah, y'all. So that was pretty much this episode. It was kind of quick to the point. Won't too much going on, not too much drama. Outside of the Statler and Dempsey of it all, and the usual immaturity of Tatha. But yeah, y'all, that was it. If you haven't already, we appreciate you being here. Please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you comment
Make sure that you guys have subscribed.
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, we will catch you next week for another recap of the 90 day that happens the other way. Have a good night. Bye-bye.